How much fat loss per week should you be losing? Hey guys, it's Lewis here from Physique Level Up, and in today's video, we're going to talk about the rate of loss when it comes to fat loss. How many pounds of body fat should you be losing per week, and what is actually optimal for a sustainable approach and more of a realistic lifestyle aspect, not falling into a crash diet where you're going to lose body fat as well as muscle, just absolutely slashing food. So when it comes to rate of loss, 0.5 to 1% is a very, very good mark to start off with. 1% is a little bit more in the mediocre fat loss. 0.5% is slower fat loss, okay? So we have got faster fat loss and we have got slower fat loss. This is again created by how deep is your calorie deficit? How many calories are you consuming less than your body burns to actually tap into its fat stores? But I highly recommend to keep things motivated, and what we recommend for all of our clients is around 1% body fat. This is very, very powerful because if we are weighing, as an example here, 200 pounds and you are losing 2 pounds a week, this is very, very noticeable changes, okay? Very, very noticeable, because in a month there's going to be 8 pounds of body fat. Very, very noticeable. Keep things motivated, and in this period, you're not actually going to be too run down. Not going into a crash diet. You can still have a substantial amount of carbs, a substantial amount of food in position if you're losing 1% of body fat per week. And you're going to see the changes every single week upon your body, as it is a great amount of fat loss. 2 pounds of fat loss is actually a substantial amount. And if we lose that in a week, it's going to keep the motivation high. It's going to keep the food high, and we're not pushing too fast or we're not going too slow. So 1% we like to aim for myself when I'm aiming for fat loss, and all of our clients that we like to aim for per week on a weekly basis, which is very, very powerful. So another example, if you're aiming for 250 pounds and you're weighing that at the moment, aiming for 2.5 pounds of fat loss per week. That is a great rate of loss to apply fat loss, making it not even feel like you're dieting as well, because you're going to have a lot of food in position. Won't even feel like you're dieting, losing 1% of body fat per week. It's that effortless, but you're going to see the massive changes upon your body. You can go faster in full, you can push faster in fat loss. You have to then essentially cut your food a little bit more. But if you start doing that, you can actually go into a crash diet. And if we go into a crash diet, we won't have enough carbohydrates or food or actual energy from our food to actually perform in the gym. So what can happen is we can actually get weaker in full, and then we can start losing muscle, and then we can just start losing weight. The aim, guys, is to lose fat, tap into our fat stores. If we're just losing weight and the scale just keeps coming down very, very fast, we can start tapping into our muscle. So we want to make sure that we're specifically just losing the fat from our body. So aiming for 1% per week is a very, very steady rate. You've got lots of carbs, you've got a great amount of food in position, and we want to see the changes every week to keep us motivated. So I highly recommend, guys, going for that 1% per week. So if you are losing 1% of how much you're weighing at this moment in time, you're doing a fantastic job, and keep this up. If you are losing a little bit less, then what you can basically do is increase your cardio a little bit more for over the week. Start off with adding more cardio. What you can do is add in 2 times 20 minutes on any cardio machine. This will help push you into a deficit a little bit further over the weeks. Or what you can do is reduce 200 calories from your plan, ideally in carbohydrates. So if you are someone eating 2,000 calories, if you eat 1,800 calories, you're gonna go into a deeper deficit. Then you may start reaching up to that 1% mark. But don't go too low with the food, guys, okay? Because we want to keep the food as high as possible, because food is energy and is for the performance in our gym, and that will really help sculpt the physique. And we don't want to go into a crash diet, because if we go into a crash diet, we can rebound, we can start binging, and then we can just actually ruin our progress. So aiming to keep our food as high as possible, and aiming for 1% of body fat per week, where your training is, where your steps are, and where your cardio. So you can add some more cardio, 2 times 20 minutes. You can walk some more if you like. That will also put you into a deficit further. Maybe an extra 3,000 to 5,000 steps a day. That will really help there. Or also you can actually drop your food. If your food is quite high and you're very, very full, you can then drop some food. But if your food is getting very low, guys, I'd highly recommend adding some more cardio or adding some more walking. This is going to be in a great position to get your rate of loss at the 1% mark of where it needs to be to keep you motivated and to see a great amount of body fat per week coming off.